Hello and welcome back if you're new here. My name is Annie and I love to crochet, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. I have literally spent the past 24 hours crocheting and knitting, and I have to catch you up on so many things, so I want to walk you through everything I've been working on and I'm going to continue working on in this video. So for starters, I've been working on my new crochet pattern that I showed you in last week's video. This is Carl the Chameleon, and I'm trying to complete a few different chameleons using different yarns. So far I have him in Sweet Snuggles Light. I also have one made in this marshmallow yarn. And then I also went to Michael's and I picked up this new Bernat blanket. At least I think this colorway is new. I've never seen it before, but I am making a purple chameleon, and so far I just have the body completed on this one and it looks kind of funny without its head, but you get the idea. I'm hoping we're gonna finish that up in this vlog, but I did just crochet something for myself yesterday that is just so fun and I have to share it with you. So this is called the Little Forest Guardian pattern by Squishy Stitch on Etsy, I believe. And I just love this. I don't think I can part with him. I just want to keep him on my bed. His presence just calms me. He's so sweet and adorable, and I just love his floppy little ears. And look at the safety eyes. I think these are absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna link the shop that I get my safety eyes from in the description because they are absolutely amazing, but I ended up doing this blue color for behind the ears and on the tips of the horns, and I think it's really cute. But one of my favorite parts about this is the little tail that it has, and you do fluffy yarn at the bottom of it, and I just think it's like the cutest little thing. I might leave him sitting on my shelf, or I might just put him on my bed. I'm not really sure, but he is like my little baby and I love him. And just look at his little toes and his arms. It's just so cute to me, and I can't wait to make more of these in the future. I really want to make an olive green one, and I've seen people do like little mushrooms instead of the horns, and I think that would be so cute. So I'm hoping we can do that together really soon. He's just adorable. Like, I really just can't get over him. He just deserves his moment. I love him so much. I don't know. I just feel a connection to this little stuffed animal. Is that possible? I don't know. I'm getting distracted by all the yarn and plushies on my desk that I almost forgot to show you my current project that I'm working on. So this next project that I'm working on is actually a pattern test. I was so happy I had some time to do a pattern test this month. Lately, I just have not had the time, and it's been making me so sad because truly it's one of my favorite things to do is testing patterns. It's so fun. So I'm working on this pattern test for Mom Chatty, and it is a really cute little cat, and I love the face already. And again, these eyes are from the same shop right here, and I think they're so cute, like little blue eyes for the cat. But my problem is that my husband is at work and I cannot get these backings in when he is away. I have to have him do it every time. I'm just not strong enough. So, which actually reminds me, I ordered one of those safety eye tools and I really hope it's coming soon. It's from Craft Easy Tools, I believe, and they look amazing. I'm so excited to try it, and I'll definitely let you know how I like it because I need that in my life. I kid you not, I was sitting in my kitchen and trying to use all of my body weight to get this eye to go in, and it was just not going in. It was the worst thing ever. But I did also get a lot of the pieces done, so I worked all the 4 legs. I just love how cute they are, the little toe beans, the pink toe beans. So I have 4 of those, and then I also did the tail, which I have managed to lose. Oh, never mind, it's in my hand. So this is the tail right here. So that's the progress I've made on that, but I'm really anxiously awaiting for Ryan to get home from work so that he can put the safety eyes in for me and I can continue because I really want to keep working on that. But that reminds me, I do have one more whip to show you right now. I have actually been working on another pair of socks. I know, shocker. Hard to believe I'm knitting a pair of socks, right? So I started this pair last night, and I get a lot of questions about socks here on the channel, so I figured I would talk to you about them a little bit right now. This is the vanilla sock pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. I use this pattern 99% of the time, and if you do want to knit socks, I really recommend it because there's a YouTube tutorial that you can follow here on YouTube. I'll keep it linked in the description, but you can buy the pattern to go along with it as well if you kind of want to go back and forth. And there's timestamps in the pattern, which is honestly such a game changer. Like, let me tell you, that is how I learned how to knit. Following this pattern, it's like 10 out of 10 chef's kiss. I absolutely love the Crazy Sock Lady, but I feel like we also have to talk about this yarn, okay? So this is from Sorella Yarn, and I just think it's so pretty. It almost reminds me of the movie Tangled because it has pinks and purples and greens in it, and I just love it so much. So this is super pretty, and I love how it's working up, and now that I've been knitting for a little while, it's definitely coming along much quicker, which is just fun, you know? But this sock is finally reminding me to mention that if you are interested interested in sock knitting, I'm going to keep everything I use linked in the description so that you can see for yourself. I love these needles as well. These are the ChowGoo 2.25 millimeter needles. These are a game changer. Like, they're so worth the extra money that they cost because they make knitting so much easier than any other needles that I've tried. And there's one more thing that I'm gonna say while we're on the topic of sock knitting, and it is that if you are doubting your ability to knit or knit socks, I just wanted to say I can totally relate. Like, it is very scary at first, just like learning how to crochet is scary at first, but it's really not that bad, and I totally believe in you. With the help of YouTube, you can totally do it if you want to. Like, if I can learn, I feel very confident that you can learn as well, and it is just so much fun. I will just always be over here preaching about sock knitting because I feel like it is such a good project when you're on the go because it's really portable, it's really easy to take with you. Like last night I was over at my mom's house for dinner and it was just the perfect project to bring along with me because literally this is all I have to grab when I run out the door. And that's it. It literally all fits in my hand, which is so nice, but that's one of the problems with crochet is if I want to go crochet a plushie while I'm out and about, I obviously need stuffing, safety eyes, crochet hooks, stitch markers, scissors, the yarn, and the yarn is much bigger than it is with socks. So if I haven't convinced you already, I absolutely love sock knitting and I highly recommend it. My plan this evening was to keep working on this cat pattern test, but I cannot for the life of me get these eyeballs in. So I think what I'm gonna do is switch gears actually and go back to my purple chameleon. He is almost done. I really just need to put his head in place and crochet his head. I even have his little horn. It just needs to be done because the poor guy is sitting here on my desk like this and he needs some help. So I'm working on Carl the Chameleon's head and I figured I would just keep chatting since I am in a chatty mood. I've just been having so much fun making this pattern and making all the different chameleons, and I'm so excited to get this pattern released. I don't know what it is about like these standing patterns, but I have so much fun working on them because I feel like they flow really nicely as you're working through them. I don't know if that makes sense. And if you're curious, I am actually using a 5mm crochet hook with Bernat Blanket. I'm honestly really curious to hear what everybody else uses because I could not figure out for the longest time what size crochet hook to use with Bernat Blanket. I don't know what it is. I hear some people say 8mm or 7mm hooks, but that always just feels way too big. So I don't know. I think it also depends on the ball of yarn, but this one I feel like is a little thinner and the 5mm is working great. So also look at my cute crochet hook. I absolutely love these. They're from Hooked by Holtby on Etsy. Another thing that I'm hoping to get done this week is listing some of my plushies up on Etsy because I just accumulate so many plushies with how much I crochet, so I need to do like a whole plushie drop and get some of those listed. And also because I am going to be moving soon and it's going to be very stressful, and you know there's going to be a lot of packing and craziness that will be ensuing as we buy our first house, which I'm so excited about. But part of that obviously means that I need to start decluttering my craft space. I have so much yarn and I've been trying not to go and buy more yarn, which honestly is like the ultimate struggle. If you know, you know. Like even earlier today, I was at Michael's with my sister and I was just so tempted to buy some yarn, but I have so much as it is. So I'm trying to just keep on working with what I have because the last thing I want to do is cart a bunch of yarn across the country when I already have so much of it as it is. So it's just going to be pretty crazy around here in general. I think we're going to have a lot of moving content coming up here pretty soon. It'll probably be at least a couple months, I want to say, but definitely keep Ryan and I in your thoughts as we try to buy our first house and go through all the craziness that is involved with that, because I've never bought a house before, Ryan's never bought a house before, and so obviously we're stressed, but luckily we're in it together and we're gonna figure our way through it, especially moving across the country with a bunch of animals. It'll be an adventure, but it will definitely be a challenge for me and just coping with anxiety and hopefully doing that in the best way that I can, because you might already know I kind of struggle with that. And so obviously a big move like this is probably going to upset things quite a bit, and I'm just gonna try to roll with it. So I'm really excited to be taking you guys along with me for that. I think it's going to be really fun. There's going to be a lot of vlogs coming up where we're just going to tear apart the craft room basically, and we're going to put it back together again in a different state. And if you're new here, you probably know that state is Illinois. So I'm very excited to be moving back to the Midwest. It's just my happy place. The pace of life out there is just so much more my speed. It is slower. Everyone is just so much more friendly, which which might surprise you. You would think that people in California are the most friendly because of the weather and how nice it is, but in my experience, it's just not been the case. Illinois is like my favorite place ever. It's just so beautiful there. There's so much open space and you have seasons. Specifically Southern Illinois, I feel like Chicago is a different story. As much as I do love Chicago, we will be in like the southern portion of Illinois, and hopefully we will be able to get a little bit of land, and maybe eventually somewhere down the line we might be able to get chickens, but who knows? You guys are along for the ride, and so I'm just excited to take you along. It's gonna be fun, and I'm just excited to see what our new little crochet space looks like. And my only request is that it has decent lighting, because if you don't know, filming in my apartment right now is so hard because this light, there's like no light that comes through this window, so I always have to try to get creative with the times that I'm filming and everything like that. But I think that's all the yapping that I have for now. I have managed to make quite a bit of progress on the Chameleon Head while I've just been chatting with you. This is what it's looking like so far, and then we're gonna surface crochet the mouth on like this, and then the little eyes, and then the little horn, and he's gonna be so cute. I honestly can't wait to see him. Okay, I finished the chameleon. Here's what he's looking like. I love this yarn so much. I think it's so cool. I might have to add a tongue to this chameleon to make him look a little bit less like a dinosaur. Something about this yarn and the horn is just giving me dinosaur vibes right now, so I think I need to get that tongue put on there, but at least we can check one project off of our list. Something about having too many whips going at once just stresses me out, so it feels good to be able to check one off. And now we are down to 2 projects. I have my socks and I have my cat pattern test going, so that is good. Now we just need to wait for Ryan to get home so that he can put the eyes into the cat for me, and in the meantime I am gonna go make some dinner. Okay, thank goodness for Ryan, because I probably wouldn't have been able to get these eyes in without him. I really need that little safety eye tool to get here, because let me tell you, I'm not good at putting these eyes in, but they look so cute, so that's good. And I think we're gonna spend the rest of today finishing up this cat, and I just can't wait to see it come together because the legs are just so cute alone, like the little toe beans and everything. I just need to see it all completed because it's adorable. But while I was waiting for him to get the safety eyes in and get home from work last night, I was able to get the Peso the Penguin pattern all finalized. If you don't know, I designed this pattern a few days ago, I believe, and it's Peso the Penguin. He's the little baby penguin that's been all over TikTok recently because he is so big. I'm pretty sure he's bigger than his parents at this point, but I figured I just had to design a free pattern for him, so I just put the pattern out on my Instagram. It's in a carousel post over there, and then I also released the pattern for free on my website. And then if you're a member over on Patreon, you actually get a PDF copy of the pattern over there as well. So it actually worked out. I was able to get that done, and I just love him so much. He also comes with a little fish that goes in his mouth, but are we even surprised that Remy took it somewhere and was playing with it, and I'm pretty sure he chewed it and I threw it away or something. I honestly don't remember. So I need to make another fish at some point, but at least everyone has access to that pattern now. And speaking of patterns, I also just got the first draft back of my chameleon pattern from my tech editor, so I also need to go through that tonight so that we can get the ball rolling on getting that pattern tested and everything. That should be coming in the next day or so at the time of filming this. But right now my priority is honestly this cat, because I've just been having so much fun working on this, and it's seriously such a cute cat pattern. It's really unique too. Like, I've never seen a cat pattern that's quite like this one. I kid you not, I spent like an hour last night trying to get these eyes in by myself. Like, I was using all my weight against our countertop. I tried standing on it. Yeah, it's honestly a miracle I didn't end up breaking them and that they're in securely. So with all of that being said, I'm very excited to start working on this cat again because it's just such a cute pattern. I definitely want to make this in Parfait Chunky yarn soon. I'm currently using Bernat Blanket. I think I mentioned that, but I kid you not, I am so tempted to get another bag of polyfill and an extra set of crochet hooks, because I swear I am always carrying all this stuff back and forth between my office and the living room, what feels like probably about 5 times a day. Like, I constantly look like I'm leaving for a sleepover or something. Like, I always just have this giant bag of polyfill. Okay, I got all of my supplies out of the office. This is going to be my little setup for the evening where I will be rodding and working on my crochet project, and honestly, it's going to be so good. Okay, also, one other thing before I start crocheting. I'm sure some of you are following this story over on TikTok, but it has like blown my mind, and I have not been able to put my phone down. If you don't know, this lady who lives in Ohio found a rug buried in her backyard on TikTok, and she was gonna leave it alone at first, and then people were like, hey, you should call the police and like see what's going on with this rug. And so naturally, you know, I'm like completely invested at this point. And as the days have gone on, it turned out that some cadaver dogs like alerted that there was something in the rug. And as of today, we're at the point in the story where detectives showed up and they're digging and trying to figure out what's down there. And they just uncovered the rug and found out there's nothing in it. And I don't know, the whole story is just so weird to me. Like, why would the cadaver dogs alert that there's something in the rug if there's nothing there? I don't know. It's taking the whole internet by storm right now, and I am one of the many that is just completely invested and also simultaneously very confused. So if you feel the same way, I would love to know your theories. This just really has my attention for some reason. I don't know, just very interesting, very weird story. Just imagine buying a house and finding that in your backyard. I feel like if I found a rug buried in my backyard, I would be very concerned because who buries a rug, you know? If you haven't seen this on TikTok, you're probably like, what is she talking about? But if you know, you know. So I finished the little cat and I just love this pattern so much. Look at how cute he is with the little legs. The legs are like my favorite thing ever. I think this is so cute. Just look at the little toe beans and the eyes. This is such an amazing pattern, so you will definitely have to make sure that you're following Mom Stitchetti on Instagram so you can stay up to date on when this pattern is releasing. There's also a standing version of the cat and both are so adorable, but I think this one has to be my favorite. I'm a little biased. But I did get delayed in finishing this cat. It is now 8 p.m. and it's actually because my sister Emma came over and she bought one of those little crochet kits from Michael's, and it was to make a little bear, and she was having a lot of trouble with it because the pattern was written super weirdly. I've never seen anything like it before, and it kind of makes me want to review them on my channel or make one with you guys and see what you think of it as well, because even I was getting kind of confused with it. But it was really fun to be able to help her with that, and she seems to like crocheting, so I'm really excited to see if she ends up sticking with it and, you know, all that fun stuff, because obviously I'm a little biased, but it's the best hobby ever, and it would be really cool for her and I to have that in common. But we'll see. I'm trying not to pressure her into it because that's just not how things work. We'll just see what happens and see what she chooses. Fingers crossed she picks up crocheting as a hobby, but in the meantime, I'm having a lot of fun and I'm very happy that my little cat is all done and I just can't get enough of it. I think in a vlog pretty soon, I want to try to do this in Parfait Chunky as well. But in the meantime, I actually really need to get working on some of my own patterns. Sorry if you can hear Remy. He's messing around under my desk. He's making an appearance because he's getting into some mischief, huh? But I want to start working on some of the pattern edits for the Chameleon, and then I actually have another pattern idea in mind. So that's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do tonight. And then hopefully after that, we can kind of go through and organize my craft room, because honestly, I feel like the nature of a craft room, right? It's just things get messy so quickly and it can start to feel like a total headache. Like I just see stuff everywhere and I like to operate in a clean and tidy space. So that is something that is definitely on my list. Like, we need to clean this place. So now that I'm all caught up on the edits for the pattern, I finished all the whips that I had just sitting around. Those are all done. I think now we can go ahead and start organizing my office a little bit. I don't know about you, but when I know that I'm moving, I will literally start months ahead of time just getting rid of things, giving things away, getting things organized, and I just feel like I need to do that for my own sanity. So today that's what we're gonna do. And I also just really need to vacuum, and there's a lot of wires and mess going on in here, and none of that is ideal because it just gives my cat more things to mess around with. So today we're gonna get this office in order. We're gonna make things look good because I need it. I need it for my sanity today. So this carpet used to be in my living room, and I like it in here because the carpet is gray, and so this kind of covers it up and makes things look a little bit brighter. But the problem is that it gets bunched up under our office chairs and it makes little wrinkles in it, and it kind of drives me nuts because about 2 times a day I have to like pull everything back. So I'm thinking about taking this out, and I'm also hoping I can find a solution for all of the wires in here. I really need to look into ways that I can organize them, and if you have any tips on that, let me know, because the wire thing just stresses me out. And when they get all tangled, it's just too much. So I need to look into ways to organize my wires and also hopefully start giving some yarn away. I have a lot of yarn that I've received in PR and things like that I just will not get around to using. So whether that means donating them or giving them away to some of my patrons over on Patreon, we're gonna have to see. But this office needs some help today. Okay, this might be an interesting angle for you to watch me build up this carpet. You're on top of my bookshelf right now. That should do it. All right, now watch me break the couch with my foot. Okay. Whee! Be like the girl on TikTok and go bury the rug in my backyard that I don't have. That would be crazy. I'm still on that though. Like, who buries a rug in their backyard for no reason? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you only do that if you're up to something. I thought it was gonna be easy to roll this, but I don't know if it is. It's kind of funny that here we are rolling this up when I was literally just talking about the girl with the rug in her backyard. Maybe I just throw it in the closet. I'm so good at organizing. Okay. If you're curious, this is what my carpet looks like after about a week of pattern designing, so that's lovely. Also, these are the wires in question that I cannot stand, so we're gonna figure out something to do with those. So we have even more wires, as you can see, and it's just a beautiful sight. But I also have a tendency to shove things back here behind my desk, and it's a mess. Like, for example, I have my Swift, which I finally got a Swift for my yarn, so be very proud of me. A yarn winder, and then like random journals and what is this, floral wire. So right now I want to organize this before I keep vacuuming, because I don't know what it is. I just have this tendency to give the illusion of things being organized, and then I shove stuff places. Let me know if you can relate. But now I want to do this because it needs to be done. I also need to find somewhere to donate all of these books. Like, there are so many books back here, it's not even funny. Okay, I'm starting to feel a lot better about this. I got a lot of this yarn organized over here, and I'm gonna start to make a pile of some of the yarns that I want to give away, like some of these back here. I really don't use these thinner yarns very much, like Velvet and the Petite Pearl that we did a review on. I like it, but I just don't use it. But in other news, look at this. This is looking so much better. I just tidied up my wires and put a lot of my content creation supplies in here with some of the wires and tied them up to make them nice and neat. And I just feel so much better. I feel like I can take a deep breath when I look at this. So now I need to resume vacuuming because this is a no. Okay, next order of business is this mess right here. This is my reminder that I do not need to buy more yarn. I always think that I do, but there is more than enough here. So I'm thinking that we can go through this and maybe wind some of it up, and then also maybe get like a little basket that we can put here just to kind of keep everything in that place so it doesn't look so messy, I guess. And I mentioned this yesterday, but my sister just started crocheting. So I'm thinking that I might see if she wants to use some of this Premier Puzzle yarn right here, because it might be fun for her to use that since it's an easier yarn to work with, and she could make like a little hexagon cardigan or something. So I think I'm gonna ask her and see if she wants it or any of her friends or something, and in the meantime we're just gonna tidy this up. I found the basket that I'm gonna use, and don't laugh at me because Remy has chewed up one side of it, but you know what? It still works. If I turn it around, it's totally fine. But I also need to find a home for the things that are inside of this basket. And again, don't laugh at me. I like to collect Happy Meal toys for some reason. Like, I love a good Happy Meal. There's something about the toy. I don't know why. It's just so fun for me to get a Happy Meal and get a toy, okay? It's just the little things in life, you know? Like, this one is a little chicken nugget. I love this one. She's so cute. And then I don't even know who these guys size are, but I like to keep these for if any of our friends who have kids or anything come over so that their kids have like something to play with, because I don't really have very many toys and stuff like that, so it's just nice to have this bag of, you know, random little things that they can play with. I think this guy is Wade from, what movie is that? Was Elemental. I really like this. It's so cute. It's like a little car. And then this one is my favorite. This is from like when Jurassic Park came out, but they're these little eggs and inside of it is a little dinosaur. And I think this is an Ankylosaurus, but he's so cute. We call him Bumpy. I'm pretty sure that's his name. But he's so cute and his little head moves. Wait. There he goes. So I need to find a home for all of these Happy Meal toys. Didn't I just get a Happy Meal the other day? Oh yeah, okay. I actually just got a Happy Meal the other day. I'm getting totally sidetracked. This always happens to me when I'm cleaning. But right now they have these little Crocs keychains for the Happy Meal toy. And they're so cute. I had them on my car keys. Love it. Highly recommend. If you want a Happy Meal, you need to go and get the Croc keychain. There's also a bunch of random little safety eye backings in here that I need to clean out. So I'm just a mess. Well, that filled up very quickly. Okay, I'm thinking that I can just put this here for now. Okay, this looks so much better, and I actually surprised myself. I was able to fit a lot of this yarn into the shelves. I'm a little out of breath because I just vacuumed again, but all of this has me thinking that it might be fun to do a video in the future, like near future, where I just use all the yarn that I have. I don't buy any yarn for like an entire month, and we just see how much I can get rid of. I feel like it's perfect timing because I'm getting ready to move too, so maybe we need to do that. Let me know what you think, but I'm gonna keep cleaning before I get more distracted. I think I'm gonna put Remy's little rocket ship here and then his scratching post here. I like to try to keep them right here because sometimes he scratches this. As you can see, it doesn't work that well clearly because he scratches it anyways. Maybe that's another thing I can do, is try to remove some of these little pieces that he's snagged. Maybe I'll just cut them. I don't know. It is feeling so much better in here, and I'm so glad we did that. Everything is just nice and organized and clean, and I feel like I can breathe, and I feel like I can think, and I feel like I can design crochet patterns in peace, which is all I could really ask for. I decided to bring in one of Remy's cat trees into here, hopefully just to give him another place to sit while I'm working. I do need to kind of trim this right here. This is a cheaper tree, and that is shedding, but it's fine for the time being. And then I also brought this cat bed in here, and everything else is nice and tidy and organized and vacuumed. So thank you for spending some time with me this week. It was really nice to get caught up on all the different whips and to get the craft room cleaned up and just all that kind of stuff. So I really appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already because we have a lot of fun things in store, and I'm really excited to share them with you. So with all of that being said, I will see you in a video very soon. Bye!